70. I think Villa will pay that.
So he's better than Ollie Watkins, who you value at how much?
90, 100 for Ollie, I think.
So Alexander Isak's younger. He's better than him.
But you have to sell. You have to sell, Peter. You're worth like billions, but you can't. You have to sell.
You don't have to sell this summer. It's all paper nonsense. You haven't got a clue.
Pete, we'll give you 50 million for him.
You haven't got a clue. We haven't got to sell this summer. And Talk Sport has been spouting that nonsense for months. And it's absolute.
Simon Jordan's told us.
To listen to. You know something? It's absolutely hilarious to listen to because you've been spouting FFP nonsense for 3 months and we don't have to sell. It's so funny.
What about 130 for Gumires and Isak?
Well, Bruno's release cost is £150 million, so wouldn't even get you Bruno. So
150 and 180 for 2 players.
Wow.
That's a bit steep, mate. Come on. Not PSG here.
Well, we paid, let's be honest, we paid £63 million for Isak, and we're going to sell them for less than what we paid for them.
Give you 55.
When you got to sell players, you have to sell them. You might get a bit more.
Have to sell, Gabby. If you listen to what I'm saying, we don't have to sell. The papers have been talking nonsense for months.
I read it in the papers that you have to sell.
Oh, so you believe your mates in the media than people who I understand it. I'm a Newcastle supporter.
No smoke without fire, Pete. No smoke without fire.
It's not true, because next summer we'll be lining up. We'll have Bruno in the team.
Yeah, I swear to God, I watched that video like 10 fucking times. I swear to God.
Bro.
I swear to God, I watched that video 10 times, bro. I'm not even fucking playing.
I'm telling you,
that
it was
shit
today.
has me crack up every time, bro. Every fucking time.
It was today I really realized that I couldn't be an actor because I was gonna try and come in character, and have this whole persona about me, and that video just took all of that out of me. I can't. I didn't watch the full thing.
Yo, those guys are evil as fuck, man.
Bro, yeah.
Just picking on dude. He's just so angry. His voice. It's like, he's so angry. It's just like the pure hatred of that shit happening in this shit. It's like all of his life too. It feels like all of his life is correlated to this fucking guy. It's the Swedish striker, son. Yo, he's kind of does sound like Claire.
It's a cold world, brother. It's a cold world out there. Oh my Lord. We don't have to sell. I keep telling you, we don't have to sell.
It's like really high pitched, but there's like some rasp to it that it has like a little bit of deepness that makes it like. Guess what? I don't know if he's from Newcastle. He's probably from the Newcastle area, but goddamn, bro, that shit had me rolling, bro. I literally watched that clip. I shit you not, like 10 times today. 10 times. I shit you not. At least 10 times. Probably not more. Because your fucking fan base kept reposting it everywhere, son.
Of course. We're terrible.
That shit had me dying, son. And I would watch it every time I scrolled by it. That was the worst part. Because I just enjoyed his pain that much. Like, it's bad that I enjoy people's pain like that. Like, I really enjoyed his pain. I don't know what it was. I don't even dislike Newcastle. But I just enjoyed that man's pain, bro.
You might need to talk to someone about that.
I do. I talk to a therapist twice a month, bro. I promise. I have a therapist. Don't worry, bro.
Mental health is important, y'all.
Don't worry, bro. That's a real thing. I have a therapist. That's true. That's true. I see him twice a month. It's no joke. She's a black girl from Houston, actually. She's awesome.
Hey, Houston. H-Town.
But anyways, to the subjects at hand.
Well, we didn't get through introduction. Slow down, Joey.
All right. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Joey Wobbs. That is Mr. Link. Welcome to episode 45 of Wobbs Fucking Link. All right. So we're here today. We're gonna let Link get his chest off, and then I'm gonna talk about tactics because that's what I want to do.
Yeah, you know, I remember us here at the start of the show, and I could only imagine what we could do with the lack of signings. And I just, I set up a bar that I thought we could meet, and we did. We exceeded expectations. I'm happy about that. But never in my wildest dreams did I think that slot winning would equate to the things I'm saying this summer. I with hope said a month or two ago that we would be looking to buy 5 to 7 people. I said outrageous figures, 300 million, 250 million. And I can't recall what your reaction was, but the general consensus around the footballing world was Liverpool don't spend money. Liverpool aren't going to replace all those people. And my favorite is that Liverpool has no pull. So we take all those things into account, and then we get to June. My guys are here. Florian, Jeremy, Milos, Georgie, everybody come in, right? And I'm like, everybody's saying we need that striker. Liverpool still needs a striker. You got Nunes. Liverpool needs a striker. Unfortunate events happen. Rest in peace to my soldier, Jota. But Liverpool need a striker. And I was telling you, Isaac. We want Isaac. I don't care if it's Sesko, Hugo, or Isaac, but we want Isaac. And I was keeping that energy up. I was very consistent with that energy. And every day, every other day, there was just another report saying this and that. And it was a roller coaster. I'm not going to lie to you. This last month has been a roller coaster. And the sad thing is it's not done. But as I digress, I just want to bring us back to the point where Isak was going to not go to Liverpool. And he hasn't yet. But that's what we've heard for the last 3 weeks. Isak's not leaving. Isak has to tell you.
What did I say about this? Just so we're clear about
full disclosure chat, all the people that will watch this years down the line or tomorrow or whenever. Joey said, I do not think it is a discussion of if it will happen, but more so of when it will happen. I give Joey full credit to that. But that's besides the point. We don't want to give Joey his credit right now.
I just don't know what the fuck. I just don't know how you fit both of them in. That's the one thing that's still fucking twisting my head.
Well, we have a full hour to figure that out, right?
Yeah,
like so. I don't.
No, we don't. Because I still want to talk about Xavi, Simmons, and Hato too. So we got a half hour. So yeah.
Regardless.
45 minutes we got. I don't care. Continue.
The timing doesn't matter. It's just the fact that it's spoken about. But I go back to where we are, middle of June, creeping towards the end of June, and now into early July. We are still looking for said striker. We've been linked with Hugo since the season ended. No one knows. Is he going to Chelsea? Is he going to United? Is there some random club that thinks they can buy him? Who knows?
No, we always knew it was us or you. We knew that. I told you that information.
We knew that, but no one listens to us. So who knows where Hugo?
Now we got 1,000 subs, Link. We got people listen to us, son.
Oh, yo, you're right. We major. We live. Sorry for that. Let me turn the lights on.
People listen to us now.
Isak,
we got regulars in here.
Big up to everybody in here. But Newcastle thinks they can go and get Ekitike. Newcastle puts in a cheeky £75 million bid for Ekitike. Naturally, he says no. But no, Newcastle's 5D chess. Eddie Howe and whoever he hired as his sporting director are now these masterminds that play 5D chess. And they got one over on Liverpool. And I'll skip all the other stuff to say we are here today talking about how Isaac fits into this team tactically. So I say to the Newcastle fans, hi. Love you. Specs. Love you. Hope you're well.
Specs don't like me, son.
Give me my striker. And, we can go about our business. We wanted Gordon. You said no, so we took Isak instead. So we will be negotiating that fee very shortly.
All right. So I'm glad that we got that through that because I didn't want to hear it personally, but I already knew that the day was coming eventually that it was going to happen, and I knew that was about to come. sooner rather than later. So
Just get it out of the way.
Congratulations on getting your guy. I think it's just an eventuality. I still think there is the chance that they give him the 300 for a year and have a release clause on there that may allow you guys to get him for cheaper next year. But that wouldn't be beneficial to you.
That wouldn't be beneficial to us.
Yeah.
However, it would depend. I think that would depend on more on Newcastle's side, on them not being able to get replacements in.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I think it's still a chance that he signs a contract with a release clause on it. Like that's normally like the result of these like transfer requests. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if this is agent talk really, because if it's his agent really doing it or not, because they see the payday. You know what I mean? But I've always said that you guys. I always thought it was an eventuality. I've never thought Isak was going to leave the league. Everyone thought, oh, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Barcelona's going to need a striker after Lewandowski. I was like,
where are they getting the money?
It's not even that. It's just I just never saw it. Yeah. Like I said, bro. Like I always thought of it as an eventuality. Let's talk about it tactically though, quickly, because not even quickly. We got time. But like, just let's talk about it tactically. Just
let's try to keep them the first half hour. You know, I like hearing your thoughts about Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm just very interested in how this works. Okay.
I think
so. I mocked up what I would expect the buildup would be. Okay. This is how I mocked up what I expect buildup to be. Okay. So basically, you have your fullbacks that are your wide players. I tried to get as close to the numbers as possible, like what they potentially would be, like Salah here, Isak. I still think this is Gakpo. I guess Gakpo and Hugo would be rotating in this position, and Hugo would also rotate in this position, right? Like that's the two spot he would be able to fill in. Okay, so this is like really we're talking about like a narrow 4-3-3 is really what we're talking about here. Right? Because I don't believe you put McAllister in a pivot because I feel like that reduces McAllister in and around the box. And he's shown that to me that he would rather have him in a 3. He's already shown that to me. So like, unless he adjusts it for Wirtz, like realistically, if he adjusts it for Wirtz, that means it's like this. And McAllister picks up the ball from deeper places, which, in my opinion, he did a good job with McAllister's gas tank throughout the year, which was something that was a problem at Brighton. People saw that at Brighton. Like his gas tank isn't like up at what I mean. It might be better. Like he might get better.
No, I get what you're saying. After 75 minutes, that's the most likely center mid sub, unless it's like based off stamina.
And even at this position, you have much more ground to cover, right?
Yeah.
And you're spatially covering a lot. You're spatially having them to cover a lot less. So now you're talking about, instead of it being a third of the field in a 6, right? Instead of it being a third in the field, right? This is a third. He only has to cover a third of the field if that's the case.
Yeah.
You see, if it's a pivot,
he's got to cover half.
He has to cover half,
and he ends up covering Frimpong, which isn't. But so I think the first thing is, and the beauty of it is, the first question is who's the 11, right? So I think for this, do you want to try and talk through an 11 that has Hugo and Isak in it?
It has to, because you guys are paying them at the rate of 2 starters. Like it has to be that, and that's the reason why I'm having this conversation. Because the easy answer to this, Link, the easy answer to this is 1 gets benched. That's the easy answer. That's the easy answer.
That's the easy answer, and I think that will be the case at times, but it won't be the case. It won't be the case enough to where you have a valid case of saying, why did you spend this money? That's my
point.
thinking.
That is my overall point. In the end,
won't get there. I can almost I can guarantee it won't get there, because then the negotiations wouldn't have gotten this far with Isak and Hugo. That's my thing.
That's my point, bro. How does this work, right? How does this bro? Ace, it can't be a 4-2-2. Like people,
it is going to.
No, bro, you're delusion. It's delusion.
No, because
this is why.
Joey,
let me explain.
Okay? I have to explain. Let me explain. Tactics.
Okay, but let me explain why I believe that this is legitly, if you believe that you're gonna get away with a 4-4-2, okay? I have so many problems with it, okay? And let me explain my problems with it, okay? We went into, because I wanted to do this part first, okay? In build up, all right? Because I have problems with this. I also have problems with this. Okay,
but that's you're wrong in this. This build up is wrong. That's my point.
Okay, so tell me what I believe what the build up is going to be.
Our left back is going to be doing what Cucurella does for you. He's inverting more than he's overlapping, and he's overlapping on occasion if he needs to. But he's tucked in.
So
we've been tucking in.
is going to be tucked into the midfield.
No, he's going to be tucked into the 3 at times. It's going to rotate between whoever's the left-sided midfielder between McAllister and Gravenberch.
Okay, so let me put it in. Let me put it on the backboard, right? So you think it's a 4-2-2, right?
It's a 4-2-2. Yeah.
You think it's a 4-2-2? Let's put it on the board real quick.
So you can.
I want to understand it, bro. Because I want to know what I'm looking at. Because this doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's no version of this that makes sense.
Okay, so Kirkez left back, Wirtz is at the left. This is only out of possession that it's looking like this for the chat, right?
Sure.
You put Gravenberch.
In build up.
Huh?
In build up. What's the goal?
So the goal in build up is Frimpong is going to come wider. Not that far. I think it fluctuates. Let's put him half there. And then Salah will play the difference. Salah is going to tuck in, get closer to the front line. The center backs are going to slide over. Right? And so in any of these 3 people, so not Wirtz on the left, any of those 3 people will fill into that space at any given time in our build-up. Wirtz, who's on the left out of possession, will creep up. Wirtz has the entire left flank. He has from the left half space to the right half space to do what he wants, but he's starting from a left spot when we're out of possession. And so if this is Gakpo, you say, oh, well, Gakpo likes to be wide. But if it's Hugo, Hugo is fine in that exact spot where that is exactly where Hugo was doing his best work with Marmoush last year. Is it not?
Somewhat. I mean, he had someone running off. It was more like this, right? Where he was the front man, and he was
the front man. Is that with Marmoush or is that post Marmoush?
That's with Marmoush. Post Marmoush, he was alone.
He was alone.
Yeah, and he was running. He was a channel runner a lot more than he was like a link man in those cases. He started build up in link. So like, here's the thing, right? Like because this ball right here can be open a lot. So like from here, this into Van Dijk into Hugo, and Hugo being able to ball carry. But that makes sense. Okay, this all makes sense to me so far.
Look where you dragged Hugo from. Who's he right next to?
This is Gravenberch.
That's Gravenberch and McAllister. But now you see the triangles that you're creating just from that movement. So is the right 8 going to track Gravenberch back into our back line, or is he going to follow Kirkez? Kirkez is great at underlapping. We've said this many times in the show.
But this is a rotation, though. But this is a rotation. Like this is not
rotate.
No. I'm talking about it like defensively. You don't like necessarily like say, oh, I have to mark this man. If he's if the ball is coming back to if a player is running at you this way, right? If he's running back to goal, a lot of the times you leaving him as if there's a runner coming past you. Like you leave him if there's a runner coming past you. You see? So
yeah. However.
So he'll pick up the ball here with his back turned.
right? And he'll have to turn and make a run, but everybody else around him will be pressed at that point. Like that's if you're talking about Chelsea, right? If you're talking about the way that Chelsea would defend it, right? Like that's the way that Chelsea would defend it. They would swap the player that's running back to goal.
Yeah.
And then that basically will leave you two spaces with one space with two players against one. So fine with us.
And
so,
we can dive into that more when the match week gets closer. But what's going to come down to in those games is, do you really want to go 1v1 offense versus defense? Because it's going to come down to that for both teams. That's what's going to be.
Yeah, most of the time, I think
you're going to press us just like you did against PSG. You're going to press a team that tries to play like this into oblivion. Mm-hmm. And we're going to say either Isak or Ekitike is 6'4", and we're going to knock the ball down to Salah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're not saying it's 6'4", right? But they're not like aerial threats. Neither of them are like real aerial threats. They're more technical big men than they are aerial threats.
I'm disagreeing with your statement. Okay, that's fair. What the last part you said, I like better. However, it's not like they're not getting. I won't say they have the potential to be able to keep the ball when it's played into them. Yeah, they're not
for sure, but I'm not considering them aerial threats. So this is my point, though, right? So I guess. Here's my point. If Frimpong's going to be here, right, if this is the way that you are in build-up, that's totally fine, right? So show me the way you think it works in defensively. Like, where
are we pressing, or what's the scenario? Are we?
Yeah, sure. No, let's say you're in your half.
We're in our half.
Yeah, you're in your own half. How are you defending?
4-4-2. It's 4-4-2.
So let me put the players back in the same scenario for a second, because that's really now I'm going to show you why this doesn't work. Because that makes sense.
Leave Salah where he is.
To me now.
Leave Salah where he is. By the way, when you do the 4-4-2, leave Salah where he is.
Right here.
Yeah. No. So slide them. Wurzel, yeah. So 4-4-2. Wirtz at left mid, and then it'll be whoever the striker is will probably drop in the center.
That's not a 4-4-2.
That is 4-4-2.
No, that is not, because the way that where you're
one of those strikers will be deeper in the midfield. It'll be two banks of four, because Salah's not going to do that tracking back. We know this.
Bro. Do not see the problem with this. You're putting a striker in midfield. Do you understand? Do you not see the problem? You just said it with your own words. You said it with your own words. Bro, how do you not see a problem with that? You're bringing Hugo.
I need him.
Okay. So let me tell you this. So it becomes this, right? But it has to become this, right? One of these midfielders has to go wide, more than likely. Like otherwise, there's spacing, the amount of ground covered,
even so that's fine, but we can work this through. We're talking about this now. So even if it's not a midfielder, you drop Gravenberch down, Frimpong goes up, and then Wirtz slides over, and Ekitike or Gakpo goes back to left mid. It's not that crazy, bro. Like there's solutions for it. Even though I don't have them for you, we can come up with them, and I know Slot will. And that's my main energy behind it.
I think, bro. I see. Like to me, bro. To me, when you talk about tactics, right? When you talk about tactics, majority of the time you can speak about tactics and make them make sense. Okay, like majority of the time, right? Like unless we're just missing something here based off of the way that tactically this does not work defensively. Like just
I think
like,
it does.
You could keep thinking that way, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you about it, right? Like you can disagree with the way that I feel about it. That's absolutely fine. I'm not gonna like try to sway you one way or another, but you can't defend in a 4-4-2. Like there is no defending. Yes, but you didn't have 2 strikers. You didn't have 3 strikers is the problem here, because you had Salah up there as an option to be as an up front option so he can get on the break. Right? Am I getting this twisted?
No, but it's a good problem to have. Like I get
How
what you're
is this
saying,
a good problem to have?
because
You're
it's a
telling me.
selection dilemma.
Let me
We
explain
haven't
to you
even
why.
we
Just let me explain to you why I have the problem I have. Okay, just quickly. All right, because now it's like we're just, instead of being like, this is the point. I think Slot will figure it the fuck out. I'm not saying that he won't. Okay, like I'm saying right now, if we look at it and trying to play them together with who you have, it does not make sense. Unless you're defending in a 4-3-3 or something along the lines of that, where like now it's this, where it's I'm not necessarily having to worry about this player right here, right? This is my oddball. This is the one that I have to force, right? Unless it's you would have to play Wirtz and Salah on the same side for it to make sense. Because unless you're going to have McAllister defend this wide area, right? And you have it do this, and then you have
everything's going to shift
all
over
the way back there. That's the only way it works.
But that's how it's going to look when we're deep out of possession. But I think we press more this year, which is the other part. I don't think that we want to give teams the opportunity to see us in that 4-4-2 very often. We want to be able to defend in a low block, yes. But Slot, the 2 games that Slot is traumatized by are Forest and PSG. Those are the 2 games that he does not want that happening on the pitch again.
Okay.
So he wants to press more. He wants to have the ball. He wants to suffocate and squeeze teams.
And then just leave yourself for the counter. If it happens, it happens.
Win the ball back. Like we signed quick,
bro,
high endurance people.
I guess you're right in majority of cases, right? Majority of teams' cases, right? But I'm just talking at like the highest level. If you're going like the league, sure, bro. Like I'm not saying that you're not gonna sweep the fucking league, right? Like, but when we talking about we get into Champions League semifinals and you start playing teams who can counter really well, like you're not gonna win the ball back every time. Like that. Like
yes.
It doesn't.
However,
we showed that shit to PSG. Like we showed PSG, like, bro, you're not gonna win the ball back every time. You're not.
But if you had to make a criticism of PSG, what would it be?
Their athleticism, really.
Well, the athleticism is kind of tough for them because they're in a league that doesn't demand that much, and they only see the type of athleticism.
That's not my problem.
No, but that's not the point I'm trying to make anyway.
Well, that's my problem with them. I think that they're not as athletic.
They have no
high technical ceilings, but they don't have the athleticism to match.
They have no plan B, and that's partly because of that the athleticism that you're mentioning. They don't have a plan B. We will. They have a plan B and a plan
really.
C. What, Gonzalo Ramos?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you want to count that,
it's wide play and then get to Gonzalo Ramos. That's their plan B.
Okay, that's fine. But now we will have plan A, B, and C. Like this is fair, this bro. Is us.
Like, to me, in the end, like the easy solution is holding. Yeah, that's the easy solution.
There's no. I don't think there's an L to hold.
I mean, kind of.
I really don't.
I mean, if you're gonna like, yeah, kind of. Like if you play the same way that you played last year and you just plop Isak into the middle of what you played last year, like there isn't a spot for Ekitike other than that real middle spot, in my opinion, in that system. Like in the way that you played last year, the way that you defended, the way you played. But obviously, without Trent, you might adjust. You're probably adjusting it anyways. So like. I haven't seen your preseason games at all, so like I can't say much. But like, yeah, to me, it's just like once again, it just makes you guys interesting, just more interesting to me. Like it's just like all before the window started. What was the words that I said about this?
You said we had the most interesting window ahead, and we did. I think it'll work.
It was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. We were on this channel. We sat here and I said to you guys, I said to everybody on this channel, Liverpool are going to have the most interesting window out of everybody in Europe.
I see Gakpo, and I see his physical profile, and I know Ekitike isn't a full-out left winger. I can't see Gakpo succeed in this team, and then also put Gakpo in a successful team for next season, and then say that Hugo can't do something similar or not better. I can't, for me personally.
What would you consider successful for Hugo?
You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna ask in what context. Is it appearances? Is it goals and assists? Is it
that's crazy that you have to ask that for a 90 million pound player.
Well, if we win every trophy and he only has 20 starts, but has 15 GA, what am I like? Like I can make very specific scenarios where it's like, it's okay. The important thing is that we win and he looks like he's improving. The nominal statistical output that I need, that is nothing right now. It doesn't matter to me because where's the context? If he's our leading goal scorer next year, but we finish 6th, I'm not going to say it's a good signing, or it's not a good signing for the time being, because then we have more to rebuild, and then we've spent cash on 2 strikers. Because the only way it ends up.
I hate to be this guy, bro, but I fucking love Hugo Ekitike too. Is the worst part about this, but it just feels like the excuses are already common sense. Like I'm not even. I love Hugo Ekitike. I'm one of his biggest fans, bro.
What excuses,
bro? The excuse of standard of play. I'm just saying. I'm not asking for you guys to fucking say, oh, he's going to score 25 plus goals. But for that price, man, like, yeah, yes, there's some type of expectation that needs to be held. When we did this with Mudryk, we got slated.
He was shit, and then he fucking got kicked out for drugs.
Bench, bro, or he's not playing as much because, bro, don't give me that. I know how good fucking Hugo is. I'm not comparing him to Mudryk, but if you're giving him the same type of game time, you're giving him only sparing minutes because it's Gakpo and Isak, and you spent 90 million on this guy who only comes in once in a while, bro. Like, yeah, you should be criticized. That's
not if we're winning everything. No. Why the fuck does it matter if we win everything?
The fact
if we win the quad, Hugo doesn't play as much as Gakpo. I don't care. Gakpo and Salah are gone in 2 years, bro. I don't care. Like, Hugo needs to not make an ass of himself. He needs to outscore Darwin Núñez. He needs to not have howlers and miscompilations and stuff of him tripping over himself. And we need to win trophies. If he wins trophies and he contributes, great. If we win the trophies and he doesn't contribute, not so great. But we still have a player that's going to grow because he's 22.
Bro,
but it doesn't matter if we win the trophies. That's what I'm telling you. For me, I don't give a damn if we win the quad. If we win the champs in the Prem next year and Hugo has a bad season or doesn't play a lot, am I questioning it? Yes, but I don't care really because he's 22. Like, we aren't buying Hugo to save us because we have to win the Prem. We bought Hugo because he met our data metrics and we're being greedy.
No, you have to win the Prem, though.
You're saying that because of the signings that we have, but we didn't buy Hugo because we need to win a Prem. We have to win a Prem because we've spent so much money and people don't like the narratives that have been put against their teams in the past. Like,
are you fucking joking, bro? Of course, we don't like the narratives. Yeah, you do the same things that we do 1 year.
No. You did.
You have to go back to back now. You went and spent the money to go back to back.
That's fine. I said we're going back to back. I don't give a damn. And I don't care if Hugo has to play a part in that. That's
He
what I'm
has
saying.
to. That's
No,
my
no, he
point. He
doesn't.
has
If
to.
he wins,
That's
no,
my
if he
bro.
wins, I don't
What
care.
are you
I don't
guys?
care.
You
I don't
acting
care.
like I'm fucking hating on Hugo. Nah,
No,
bro.
no,
All I'm
you
saying
no,
is
you're trying to pose
now,
questions that do
bro,
not matter to me if we win.
bro.
If
I
we
hear
win
you.
everything, I do not care how
I
many
hear
games
you,
he
bro.
plays.
I hear you, but bro, you have to win. That's it.
That's fine. That does not have to necessarily deal with Hugo.
No,
I would like it to. I
You
would
no,
like
it
it
does.
to.
It does. You spent.
I
That's
would
what I'm
like it
saying. It
to.
does.
I
It
would
does
like it
because of
to.
his price
Everyone
tag.
shits on Nunes. Nunes did not play a huge part.
Yeah,
That's
but
when he
Nunes
scored
didn't
last year.
come off of a title win.
What do you mean? Nunes came after a $75 million transfer though. 75 million
Yeah, but he
pound,
didn't
whatever
come
it
off
was.
of a title win.
Okay. I still expect us to win the I said that before we got Hugo.
Right.
Once
That's
we
what I'm
got
saying,
Wirtz.
though. Like that. That's what I'm saying. No, it's not an expectation now. Now you have to. Like
No,
you.
but it was an expectation for me personally before we
No,
signed.
I
Hugo.
hear you, bro. I'm just trying to get. I'm. There's a difference between your expectation and what has to happen now, because of the way that you spent.
But it has to happen.
Yeah.
We could bottle it. It would be like has to happen.
That's it. Would that's what it. That's what it would be. If you
Okay,
did win
so
it.
who's gonna win the? Are you guys gonna win it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Sure, why not? Fuck yeah, why not?
All right. Then have that.
Why
chest.
not?
Have that. You know what? Have the chest.
Why
that
not,
Arsenal had
bro?
the
Why
last
not
3
us?
years.
Why
No,
not us?
there you go.
That's
Why not
gonna be
us?
the.
And you
That's
know
gonna
why?
be the motion all year. Why not us, son?
You
Fuck
know,
that.
and I
Fuck
love
outta
this
here,
from
bro.
I love this from Chelsea fans because now the
Bro,
Chelsea wins,
I
so I
ain't
don't want to
saying
compare you
nothing.
to
All
Arsenal.
I'm saying is it doesn't make
Let me
sense.
finish. Let me finish.
See, this is what
I am
I'm
glad
saying.
the
People, they
tides
get
have
so
changed
butthurt
because
as soon
now
as you give them
we are
logic,
the
bro.
hunted. We are the hunted. Who's butthurt? Who's butthurt?
They get.
I just said I am glad that
Most
we
people
are
when
the
I
hunted.
speak about these types of shit.
Yeah. Talk about Chelsea. Talk about second place Chelsea. Let's go. Talk about the world champs.
Yeah, the world champs. The world champs did their the world champs did their thing though. We're moving, bro. I'm not scared of this. I'm not scared of none of this. Like I said, I've always wanted this smoke. I've never ever not once said about your team I'm scared of you. I said I want this smoke from the beginning. From the beginning of the season this year. I said I want the smoke. So here we are.
Hopefully your boys are ready this year.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We didn't have the depth at striker last year. We didn't have the depth at striker last year. That's the damn truth. Everything else was fine. We just didn't have the deep depth at striker. We got 2 injuries in one fucking day. And we ended up with 2 strikers gone for fucking 3 months, 4 months each. Like, mitigating circumstances, we did all right. Compared to what with everybody else's expectations about us. We did all right.
I hear it.
So, to me, this whole thing with Simmons and Hato is just like the icing on the cake for us right now. Like that's the last pieces for us this season, in my opinion. We might still get Mike. I doubt it, in my opinion. I don't know if we go in for another keeper. We might still get Mike. We might get we definitely getting Simmons and Hato though. Hato, like I'm almost guaranteeing we get soon. Like that shit's done soon.
Well, they sent a counter offer back, so
yeah,
they want to negotiate.
Yeah, and this whole Simmons shit, right? If people don't get it yet, people don't see what player power is doing right now, I don't know what the hell to tell you, man. When a player says, I want to go here, majority of the time they get their fucking move.
And that's why you need to have good representation, ladies and gentlemen. In the sports world and
in this case, Ali Barat is the agent. We have really good relations with him. And, anytime one of these moves happen, they get a paycheck. So it's time for him to get another paycheck from us, pretty much. That's all I say. I've been wanting a fucking goalkeeper all summer. At least they got the striker done. I'm okay with the center backs that we got. Sell the Saucy with the 3 that we have after that. Everything except the goalie is getting done. Unfortunately, for us, Robert Sanchez had a fucking hell of a game against PSG. So
He
the
had
group
a
is
hell
probably
of a
going to look
final.
at that
Yeah.
as like, all right, we probably got to give this guy at least a chance, you know. But honestly, they should be out striking while the iron's hot. It's finding someone who's going to look at that performance and say they can do that he can do that for us, kind of thing. And find another goalie. I just don't like this Mike Pender situation. I don't like looking at a goalie that's fucking 19 years old and being like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna come in and be the next." You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I prefer like my goalie to be a little bit older. That's just like a position of like experience and intelligence and.
That's just, and it's not even a crazy thing to say. Like goalies, as it is, are a position where players are known to hit their prime as they hit their 30s. And
Yeah,
you're gonna buy a goalie that hasn't gone through these experiences yet.
well,
Like,
he's fucking 19, bro.
That's
He's
what I'm saying.
18, 19, and like
He's 19, and then you can't, like, it's almost repeating the process again. We're like, okay, cool. I understand you want to have a pipeline of good players in every position just in case something goes wrong. But you can't bring in a 19-year-old goalie to try and fight with a 25-year-old goalie when you already have 4 goalies in your system that are all under that age as well. Like, he's just going to get lost in that system. Like, you don't bring a 19-year-old goalie in and tell him that he's going to win a spot out. That doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying, bro. No matter how good of a season he has next year, it's like, bro, you should probably stay there for another year. Like, no matter how good of a fucking season. Like, you shouldn't come back until you can drink in the USA. Straight up.
Wait, do you own him already? Is he
Yeah.
is he at Strasbourg?
Yeah, we loaned him to Strasbourg already this year. So it's really just Jorgensen and him.
And with Pender, if you're hearing noise about him possibly being able to fight for a spot, that's an indictment against Sanchez, which just means why didn't you spend the extra 5-10 mil on Magnon?
I still ask that fucking question, bro. I still ask that question, but you know what? He's gotten better. Bad as much as I want him out, he's gotten better.
Joey, I got a real question for you. What's your best 11? Or even better question for you. What do you think Maresca thinks his best 11 is? With his signings. You can put whatever extra context you want.
It's the left winger pretty much that I have the most question about. Okay, like everything else is pretty self-explanatory.
I have a question about the other wing.
Okay, go for it.
I want your 11. That's why.
Okay, so Pedro up top.
Yeah.
In the three, it's. I think it's Simmons. If we get Simmons, right? If we
really think he's going into midfield?
Yes, because
he's the third.
Not in the midfield, as a winger.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And then we have an overlap on that side. Okay. Then it's Enzo Caicedo. I'm sorry. It's Simmons, Cole, Neto, Enzo Caicedo, Cucurella, Levi. Fofana, and then Reese. Sanchez in goal, I guess, if he's going to pass the ball like he did in the Club World Cup final.
Cole's got to go on the right, man. He's got to go on the right.
I also think it really depends on the opposition with the way that Enzo moves.
It will.
Like, I think Danish has a good point with that. Like, I think it just depends on the opposition overall the way we move. Oh, yeah, fucking Phineas, too. Like, you guys are right. Like, he adjusts it so much. Sometimes he wants sometimes he wants wide wingers. Sometimes he wants inside forwards. Sometimes he wants to give Cole the old right side of the field, and he has an overlap. Sometimes he wants Cole in the middle. Sometimes he wants a run in behind striker, and sometimes he wants a striker to drop in deep. What's up?
Ditto for Liverpool and slot with works. But back to Chelsea. For some reason, I can't get my vision of Chelsea's best midfield being the spitting image of a Mourinho Chelsea midfield, where you have that power and dynamic nature. Because for me, Enzo, because of his quality, solves a lot of problems that other midfields have in passing and technical ability.
I think he's raised his physical, like ground covered, bro. He's one of the best on our team.
Ground covered, I think he's.
I think it's crazy how much better he's gotten over the last year. I would say under Enzo Maresca, really, like
under Maresca, and I think he
bro,
when
he can
Maresca
get
got there.
If he can get some long distance goals into his game, if he gets more long distance goals into his game, complete. He's complete, bro. He's complete. Like
I think he can. You can
get busted defensively once in a while and still be a complete midfielder. Like it's okay.
I don't necessarily feel like his defensive side of his game has improved that much, but I don't watch Enzo enough.
It's more the pressing side of it. His pressing is.
But is it more activity, or is he actually getting better at winning the ball back? Like, are you just happy that he's running around more?
I mean, he's intelligent when he presses, so like it's kind of a little bit of both. Okay. It's not like a headless or chicken running around with his head cut off, running around.
I say that
the ball high. When we win the ball high up the pitch, the ball gets to him really quickly most of the time.
Right. I say that to say your best midfield for me is Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia. I think the blessing and the curse of Lavia is because of his availability. Maresca avoids that selection dilemma at times.
I hope, bro. I hope in the end it's just a thing of Andre comes in and just like replaces him once in a while. You know what I mean? Like it's Lavia plays enough, and Andre comes in and gives him the rotation that he needs, where that way we can play that midfield more often. You know, that kind of midfield more often, where it gives Caicedo the ability to get higher up the pitch and press the flames out of somebody, take somebody out right out the game. Like he has the capability. If you leave him at 6, you take his best ability away. He can take someone right out the game. Like literally take someone right out the game. Like you are done. You don't have a day. Your day's over. 90 minutes of jogging. That's what you got. Like that's literally what you got. Because every time you touch the ball, you fucked. That's what happened to John Neves in the final. Like John Neves couldn't do a thing.
And Dembele.
Yeah, he fouled John Neves around. Anytime Dembele came up the pitch, he fouled Dembele into the pitch. Fouled Dembele into the space. He was not letting them get in. Basically, it was like, oh, you want to get into this space? I see that you want your players to get into this space. Watch me just put then Caicedo right here and see how you deal with
it. Exactly, and
that's literally it. It's like you could literally, and it's nearly what Conte did. It's nearly what Conte did. Reece played the pivot exactly. Paimon. Reece ended up playing the pivot in the final, and Caicedo was just
running.
Conte. He was Conte. It was Conte. Conte. Oh look, it's Conte, bro. It's Conte. Just Conte's more of it. I don't think his attacking game is developed as where Caicedo's is already. Like Caicedo's.
I think because of Conte's stature and appearance, it just didn't look the same. Because Conte would pull something out of his ass every now and then. You'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't know you could do that." Like I remember some of his goals.
Yeah.
However, it just doesn't. It doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing as when Caicedo does it.
Caicedo's just a beast, bro.
But yeah, to my point, that's why
he's out there fucking yelling at people all the time. Yeah, that's my new favorite part of Caicedo now, bro. He makes a tackle and somebody falls down and bro shoves the fuck out of somebody, and then he's just like yelling at them for falling on the ground, like just screaming at them, bro. That is my favorite part of this version of Caicedo, son. That was this version of Caicedo. Now they got some bite to these kids got some bite to them, son. Like
you bought aggression, I bought
I'm 5 years older than everybody on that fucking football team, so I can call them kids. But yeah, these kids at least 5 years, if not like 10 to plus years hold it.
Yeah, at least 7.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I think Tosin's 28. So I think that's the closest person to me.
But you say this, but yeah, so your best midfield doesn't have Cole in it for me. He's on the field, obviously, but it doesn't have Cole in it for me. Like I think the performance he put on right wing is my ideal best Cole.
It just really depends on who we play, bro.
I hear it. I hear it. That's the beauty
Because
of the
like against a
selection.
low block, Cole against a low block isn't on the right wing isn't like necessarily the best thing in the world.
You know, Billy said this to me in private chats we had, and I didn't necessarily understand why you guys feel that way. Why is he better? Why is he better on the wing, not against low blocks? Do you think that he needs
Because he
open
tries
space
to do the cut in R1 curler too often, and he just kind of takes his.
So you're saying he
back
goes
out
into
of
like
the
a
game.
shoot first mode?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's kind of why he's in the 10 though, because it gives him the ability to be more free. But
the way you guys play, this is why I say this. The way your system has looked the last month, there's so much freedom of movement, and there's an understanding to where wherever Cole is, someone knows to fill in the spot that he's leaving.
Yeah.
Because he's doing
well,
it with
a lot of the
intention.
time it's fucking what's his face? It's Enzo. Enzo fills his spots majority of the times. Like he's filling the opposite spot to Cole. That's why they're up there together, because he's and this is why I think Xavi is going to work really well, because his intelligence is very much in the same realm of this. Is like it's about space filling, right? Like all of this is about space filling and allowing your best players to play freely, but still understanding the level of space that each player still needs to have and be where they need to be. That's why when you have low-level IQ players, they don't understand where their teammates are going to be, no matter what type of decisions they end up making. And you consider that bad decision making. But a lot of the times, it's just the IQ of the player isn't at the level it needs to be playing at this level. Like it just like to be playing with those technical type of players. Sometimes those types of players with lower IQ, you need to give them less to do. Okay. And give them the ability to just say 1 or 2 is your option. You got 1 or 2. Right.
Yeah, you will always have 1 or 2.
Yep.
If you're here, you can do this. If you're there, you can do this.
Exactly. So like really I think the Lap's IQ is very underrated as well. As duncy as he acts and talks, like IQ wise, if you watch him move, it's like he looks like most of these guys that we're buying, bro, have 100+ caps at professional level. Every single one of them, if you actually look at it. João Pedro has, I think, close to 2. The Lap has over 100. He's played in the championship for almost 3 years before he got a chance up here.
Good data recruitment analysis. Well,
Jamie's at over 100 now with the 2 years at Dortmund.
Bro, if you're doing recruitment with data analysis is one of your foundations of your recruitment strategy, you're not looking at players that have less than 2 to 3 years of senior football, because you don't have enough data to go off of.
That's my biggest issue with a lot of the way that they did scouting beforehand.
But they learn from their mistakes, and it's easier to
I
do that.
still have a problem with getting sample size, to be honest, but that's not any of their faults, to be honest. It's just because of the environment that he was in.
I like Gittins a lot, but Gittins now for me is a question, because you can easily, like the 11 we said and the backups you have, you can easily put together another lineup that doesn't have Gittins in it at all. Like you can easily do that.
Can't. No, you can't.
You put Pedro out left and you put the Lap up top.
Yeah, but you can't do that because we're playing Pedro on the first team. So how are you play Pedro on the second team too?
You got Esteval. He plays both wings.
He plays on the right. So who's playing on the left?
Who's the? You said Palmer. I guess.
Palmer, Neto, Estevao, and Gittins. If that's what you're the way you're looking at it, and then Xavi Simmons is the backup to Enzo. We send Oswego. We sell KDH.
Do you really see Xavi playing in that?
Yeah, I do. I
see
him playing like in an advanced state for us. Because Enzo is not playing. Enzo does not defend lower, like in the box. He's not in the box defending at all. Like he's not.
I guess you're not. So you're not really losing anything by putting Xavi there.
No. It's kind of the same thing. It's like how much defensively do we have already problems with the way that Enzo is defensively, right? It's not like it's not like a huge in my opinion, it's not this huge deficiency like the way that people really make it out to be. But it's a deficiency, right? Like it's his obvious weakness, right? In my opinion, right? So like we have this obvious opinion that that's his weakness. Well, Xavi Simmons is an attacking player. Like he's just the ball carrier to what Enzo is the passer. Do you see where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Where Enzo is the distributor with the pass. I mean, I think Xavi's passing is like I watched the game against Bayern Munich yesterday after we fucking got off of Monopoly. I watched that game yesterday and I was stunned the way that he was controlling the ball. Like it was like actual tempo dictating.
Nice.
Bro, he's nice.
Nice, bro. I don't understand it.
No, you know what it is? It's people don't watch Bundesliga, bro. That's the truth. It's the truth. I as a Bundesliga watcher, bro, someone who watches Bundesliga. I didn't watch a lot of Leipzig this year, but someone who watches Bundesliga, right? And the way that people talk about Hugo, the way that people spoke about Marmoush and people speaking about Marmoush now as a striker now. Like, he's not a striker. You're just Pep's just forcing him there. Like, he forces players into the positions that he has to put him in. Like, that's it. Like, if you don't watch Bundesliga, bro, they just assume they're just a Timo Werner. They assume they're in Cuckoo. They assume they're Kai Havertz because those are the players that came from that league. Most recently with the more profile, right? Like, that's because we bought them. We were not like two of them didn't win a Champions League. Not like one of them didn't have a 30-goal season, a 30 GA season for us. As much as I dislike Timo Werner, bro, we don't have to have this type of conversation without the type of context if you didn't watch the player. Jadon Sancho is the other one. They love to slight Jadon's. Oh, he was good in Bundesliga. Can't do it here. The one I see is Sancho, and I've seen the comparisons with Xavi with Sancho, with Felix, with Nkunku. You know how lazy that is?
That's so lazy.
You know how lazy that is?
And Nkunku is the laziest one. It's like, oh yeah, Leipzig 10.
Black guy from Leipzig. That's literally all it is.
Yeah. Oh,
they didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Too.
They saw the stats. That's it. It's like black guy from Leipzig. Like, that's it. Come on, what we doing here? It's just lazy. Bro, watch the footballer. Stop acting like you watch the footballer, bro. Bro, then they act like, bro, he had an entire season. He had 25 games. 25 games, 15 GA, 25 games. What are we talking about here? That's fine. That's a perfect output. Give us 15 GA and 25 games.
Bro, people and because people don't watch the Bundesliga, I think they slight the achievements that these teams that aren't Bayern Munich are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
because they don't win.
Yeah.
They don't win.
Leverkusen going undefeated was insane, but Leipzig winning the DFB Pokal 2 years ago was also insane for them, or 3 years ago.
I think Wolfsburg. It's Wolfsburg's year this year, bro. I said it. I'm gonna say it again. I think it's Wolfsburg's year. I think their coaching finally is caught up to what it needs to be. Their development is kind of caught up to where it needs to be. Their wingers are good. Amora is cooking. They got Jonas Wind. They got two guys who can distribute up at the attack. They're at center back FC. If you guys don't know, that's where a good chunk of great center backs have come from Wolfsburg. the fullbacks they have Joakim Mile, like
I like him.
Sides. One of my favorite underrated ballers, bro. I wanted him back in the day. Yeah, Kevin Paradise will be back. They got another young wing back. He'll be up good. He'll be good for them too. Yeah, Wolfsburg's gonna have a they're gonna have a good season this year. I think that's the one. Well, everyone, we hit an hour.
We did it.
Link has to get to his next job, and I'm gonna avoid playing Monopoly. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Up the fucking Chelsea. I'm gonna play my clip.
وقت سريع، دقائق تاريخية، ابتسامة عريضة، فوز ساحق، نتيجة كبيرة، كتابة